Alton Towers and was only allowed in the teacups. Here's little Richard Ashdown.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the 2014 Lakeside World Championships here at the home of World Darts. We now introduce a former Winmore World Masters finalist, the 2012 Belgium Open champion. He's the number 4 seed. It's Kong Robbie Green. We now introduce an International Open finalist, a Lakeside World semi-finalist last year. He's a chip off the old block. It's Richie George!
Well, he may not be a father, but he's got the mother of all challenges this afternoon. Richie George against Robbie Green. And Vassos Alexander is joined in the commentary box by a man still to throw his first darts in the stage this year, Scott Mitchell.
Yeah, he's got to wait till Tuesday. Thank you, Colin. Richie George delighted everyone, not least old man Bobby, with a run through to the semi-finals on debut on the Lakeside stage this year. But since then, as you say, the lad George has become the dad George, with thanks to Scott in the box with me for the line, and that is significant. Time away from the oche, stepping up to the oche for stepping up to the nappy, if you like, has had a detrimental effect on his darts. So it is the 4th seed, Robbie Green, who starts as hot favourite this afternoon. Since reaching the quarter-finals here last year, Green has reached 3 ranking semi-finals and 2 finals, but not since 2012 in Belgium, as the man they call Kong been crowned king. Maybe, just maybe, this is the place for a major coronation. How do you see it, Scott?
Well, I think I probably see it pretty much the same as the way that Bobby sees it. Robbie is definitely the favourite in this one. Richie's definitely going to have to find some of that form from last year to get him through this match.
And we're underway. It's Robbie Green who has the darts in this first leg. How will he be feeling?
Will he be pleased to hit that 60? Nice and sweet. First dart there. Just settles you down.
I was chatting to him half an hour or so ago, Robbie Green. This is his 5th appearance at Lakeside. Never been beyond the quarterfinals, which he reached last year. But it is and when we always hear it, it is a special atmosphere on that special stage. And however many times you're here, there are butterflies that you don't get elsewhere. Is that right?
Yeah, definitely. It's a tournament that is not the same as any other tournament we play in. You know, you come in the driveway, the specialness of the place is as soon as you drive in, the hairs start standing up on the back of your neck. So we know that this is our one time a year that we get to shine, and you don't want to fail.
Yeah, this is live on BBC Two. It's Sunday afternoon, and being favourite does bring its own pressures.
Well, particularly with this game, because Robbie and Richie get on so well together. I know back in the summer, Robbie did a presentation down here, and Richie went and picked him up, took him back to George Hall, a couple of days practice, and went to the British Open together. So they are good mates as well.
163 is left, is no outshot. Go for an 11
Richie require
to leave himself double 16 if he comes back. He will come back.
If you're just looking to set this up now, hit that 60.
100. Robbie, you require 32.
Nicely done. So, double 16. Double 8. Neither of those were really close.
24.
That was, but
Richie,
here's an early chance
36.
for Richie George. Double 18.
Yes. Game shot in the first leg. Richie George. Second leg, it's Richie to throw first. Game on.
Good start for Richie there. Nice and confident. First start a double. Always makes you feel good. Straight in.
But how's Robbie going to be feeling?
He'll be feeling that he's just given that leg away, but I think all you can do is try and forget that as fast as it happened. Because if you start taking those misses with you, they start to weigh on your back.
Straight back in to the treble 20.
100.
First leg against the darts. We saw 16 legs in a row with the darts in one match this afternoon. Have you ever seen that happen before?
60.
I was watching it, and it was very extraordinary. It doesn't often happen that way. And didn't the crowd take to the Japanese fella?
Great game. Christian Kidd
60.
against Siroku of Japan.
Richie will be a little bit disappointed with that.
30.
You don't want to be doing that when you've got the darts.
Especially having just won a leg.
Absolutely, and of course that swapped the dart straight round, and now Robbie's on for a 180.
140.
Not far away. How about Richie?
121.
Oh, look to have a slip there out of his hands. I'm sure he'll be off back to the table for a wipe on the cloth there.
121.
Well, he did go.
Richie needs to hit something big here now to pressure this 80 of Robbie's. Doesn't seem that he's going to do that.
60. Robbie, you require 80.
So he'll probably go treble 20 here. He has single 20, double top.
60.
Yeah, bounced off the barrel there a little. I think he caught the other flight. So Richie now just trying to set himself up for the next leg, really.
83.
But 4 missed doubles.
20.
Out of 4 for Robbie Green. Make that 5 out of 5. At what point does it start becoming a crisis? 6 out of 6.
No
7
score.
out of 7.
Richie, you require 107.
So, treble 19, 50 left. 18, double 16.
91.
Chance to rob the leg there
Robbie, you require
for Richie
20.
George.
Now you feel he does need this double 10. This is to break back. This is to level the first set at 1 leg apiece. But already he has missed 9 doubles. But the 10th dart finds its target.
That's his wife Ruth there. That's Robbie's wife Ruth.
Ruth.
Just letting him know that she's fully aware that he's not playing how he should be.
More than 1,000 people in here. You can hear Ruth, can't you?
Yeah, you can hear Ruth through the commentary box. Bless her. She won't thank me for saying that, I'm sure. I see that I think Robbie's daughter Chelsea was sat there with her as well. So she'll be letting him know as well.
Robbie told me he's been practicing with Alan Norris and beating him comfortably. In fact, he used Alan's words. He said, Robbie's been ripping my head off in practice, but then complained about the lights around the board.
Oh, right.
There's always an excuse, isn't there, with you guys?
Well, let's put it this way. Alan having his head ripped off didn't seem to do him too much harm yesterday.
Certainly didn't.
So perhaps I better get practicing with him before Tuesday.
94.
Good switch there from Green.
One leg apiece in the first set.
46.
You get all sorts here.
Wonder where my hanky went.
100.
So Green leaves himself 170. Again, Richie way back on 338. Just not finding that rhythm on that treble 20 at the moment.
You require 170.
So 2 treble 20s and a bullseye for the daddy of the checkouts. Not this time, but he
56.
won't care too much about that.
But the
With Richie
140
George
here
back.
puts the pressure back on. So
140. Robbie, you require 140.
A 140 it is, and the pressure is on. Treble 18 leaves tops. Tops for Robbie Green to hold his throw. No.
Richie, you require 138.
so this gives Richie a chance. It'll be treble 20 or treble 19s. He's gone. So that's wayward. Stay there.
41. Robbie, you require 40.
Another missed dart at a double. And another double 10 for Robbie Green.
Yeah,
Yes.
there
There was a shake of the head there between the second and third dart where Robbie wasn't impressed with himself.
Yeah, he's still
Still
talking to
isn't.
himself, isn't he?
Still isn't impressed.
140.
Tell me, when it starts to go wrong, and don't get me wrong, he's leading by 2 legs to 1, but he won't be happy with his finishing. How do you turn it round? Because there's almost no chance to give yourself a proper talking to up there.
Well, no, you just got to keep believing in yourself. You've got to keep believing that you're giving yourself chances for a reason. So you're playing well enough to get those chances. It's just a case of then taking them.
80.
Do sports psychiatrists and psychologists ever come into it?
Yeah, 1 or 2 of us have them, and they do work.
100.
You could fit another 6 darts in the treble 20 bed. Such was the clustering from Robbie Green. The first maximum of the match, and the first, we hope, of many.
Well, he did well there to hit that and get himself back level with Richard, and then Richard made a mistake of not hitting a treble 20, and so Robbie's caught him and now passed him with those superb cover shots on the 19s.
$39.
6 darts from 129 for the set. That would have left double 18.
89.
But he'll be back. Richie George adding some much needed pressure. Oh, he stayed there. A maximum of his own. But these are set points. And there is the double top that secures the first set for the 4th seed.
No messing from Richie. He wants to get straight back in there. That's his way. That's his pace. Wants to get on with it.
134.
2 great cover 19s for himself there for Richie George. I think the summary of the first set there, Vassos, really is that Robbie could have won that 3-0.
How about that?
And this is the confidence that comes with taking that set in what is quite a tense game between 2 friends.
60.
It gives you a leg up. It gives you a leg up on the game.
And he starts this leg with a maximum. Just the wrong side of the wire with those 2. With all 3, in fact.
I know that little Robbie, Robbie's son, is watching at home. He's staying with Kevin Allison, cousins of Robbie, and I know that he'll be shouting and screaming at the telly for his dad. Little Robert is darts mad. When we see him on the circuit, he's walking around with the flights and stems in his hand all the time.
93.
So he'll be pleased with dad.
although Dad has not left himself a finish.
114.
Richie starting to find the range. Robbie's turn to put the pressure onto Richard.
98. Richie requires 71.
18 for double tops for Richie George.
31. Robbie, you require 70.
Hadn't had a dart at a double since the first leg. This is double 14 now. Now double 7, yes. That's the fourth leg in a row for Robbie Green.
Robbie gets one first. Game on.
And these two have been talking about practice. Richie George and his lack of it, having become a dad for the first time last year. And Robbie Green told me he's been practicing for 4 hours a day. And that's what practice does right there, I guess.
Robbie is an avid practicer. I know he practiced with a great player up in his area, Mark Rice. And when you're being pushed by a really good player, it does improve your practice no end.
4 out of 4.
Little ooh from the crowd there. We're all like to see those two 180s back to back and giving that 9 a chance.
Well, 24 years is long enough to wait, isn't it?
It is.
114.
If you're new to darts, we're talking about the perfect 9-dart leg. It was last accomplished at Lakeside in 1990. But what a leg this is from Robbie Green. 180, 140, 145.
Look at it, a 10-darter.
That doesn't happen every year.
91.
Richie's left himself 170. Just in case he gets a go.
10-dart leg. Oh, take a bow, Robbie Green.
Third leg, it's Richie to throw first. Game on.
There is Alan Norris in the background, sat with Ruth. And Jamie sat there, very pleased with that 10-darter from Dad.
He's found his range now, hasn't he?
99.
I said to him, you know, you're the hot favourite to win this one, and he nodded to me as if to say, yeah, and of course I am.
Robbie's experience, he would have seen these games a little bit more before than Richie has. I mean, Richie burst onto the scene with his first Lakeside last year.
That's Richie's mum.
And just took the place, set the place alight, you know. And this year, it was always going to be hard for him to come back with such a tough start against Robbie as well, to try and relive that.
1-1.
However, he did survive 7 match darts in his first round match.
114.
So he knows what it's like to come back from the brink.
24.
He's almost on the brink here already.
That treble spells danger for Richie George. Both those treble spell danger.
$134.
64 for a 2-set lead then. Double 8 for a 14-dart leg.
He's certainly not missing those doubles now, Vassos. What is going through Richie's mind right now?
Well, we can see what his mum thinks, yeah.
Exactly. This is a tough one to watch for the family.
Game on.
Well, to be fair, no one could have lived with Robbie in those last 2 legs. 24 darts.
That's fantastic darts. It's fantastic darts. Those 4 hours practice a week or day is obviously serving him well now.
Is there a point where you can over-practice?
I believe there is, but I think every player is different.
Here he goes again. Maximum number 4 for Robbie Green.
Richie needed to hit one this throw just to stay with him. Robbie is on fire.
6 legs in a row.
1-1.
Fantastic averages there for Robbie Green. 95. That takes some keeping up with.
And look at his first 9 darts.
107. Fantastic.
1-2-1 then for a 7th leg in a row. Treble 17 and bull if he wants to do it in 12 darts.
With Richie on 168, he didn't need to. He's just trying 59. To set it up. Richie will now in turn try and pressure this 62 of Robbie's. He'll stay there.
1 on row. Robbie, you require 62.
There's the treble 10. The double 16. Double 8, up a bit.
54. Richie, you require 68.
Hasn't missed many of them since the first leg.
Richie needs to take this. Double 16.
52. Robbie, you require 8.
Green going back then. Double 4. He used the barrel.
Yeah, that's game shot in the first round. Robbie Green. Second leg, it's Richie to throw first. Game on.
Ruth very happy. And quite right, she should be. Her man is playing magnificently.
Is this sending a message to everyone else? What Robbie's doing here?
I think every player in the first round would like to send a message to how well they're playing, and Robbie's put it out there, and he's certainly done that.
137.
Switched to 19s there because he was worried if he stayed in the treble 20, his initial dart would fall out, and he found the treble 19 right in the middle of it.
Just for a change. Richie bites back there with a 140.
Richie's yet to hold his throw. He
93.
broke Robbie in the first leg, and Robbie missed 9 darts at a double. But since then, it's been one-way traffic.
This was one of those games, Vassals, when the draw came out, we were all looking forward to it, and it hasn't disappointed us.
131. Richie, you require 121.
Yeah, definitely good spirit between the two guys there, showing the friendship.
Treble 17 would have left the bull, and that was for a 12-dart leg.
Robbie, you require 140.
So a ton 40? Surely not. Not this time.
You wouldn't have put it past him before he threw a dart, to be fair.
74.
Look at that last
Richie,
dart.
requires 64.
So then 64 for Richard. Double 8. Double 4.
Yeah, that's game shot.
Great last dart.
Richie George. Third leg is Robbie to throw first. Game on.
First leg he's won since the opening leg of the match.
96.
He needed that double 4, didn't he?
He did. He did. He needs to hold this game. He needs to break this leg now, I think. Oh no, he started, so he needs to hold this leg, which is what he hasn't been doing in the game, which has been the problem for him.
94.
Already ready to throw. As Robbie was taking his last dart out of the board. This is much better from Richie George.
Well, he's up the pace of his throw a little bit, Vassal. So he's a rhythm player, and so he's up the pace a little bit, and he's reaping the rewards.
Well, they're both pretty quick, aren't they?
58.
That's what I thought was going to be a great game. They're a similar pace, and they would like each other's the way that each other throws and the speed that each other throws, and it went for a good game. But
55.
Robbie's clinical. He's been clinical today.
Heads back for a drink of water. Unusually for him, he hasn't found a ton plus in 3 visits this leg.
59.
But that's what winning a leg can do for you, Vassos. You know, Richie's gone straight back in with ton 40 and 55, which was a tad unlucky. Could have been another ton.
Such a momentum sport, this, isn't it?
It is a momentum spinner. You just grab a big bit of confidence from hitting those doubles.
In that second set, no one was touching Robbie Green. He's not going to try and fill it up.
162.
But those are 3 perfect darts once again.
What a fantastic dart to leave 32.
96. Robbie, you require 32.
Double 16, but this is under pressure.
Yeah,
Pressure, what pressure?
Robbie Reed. 4 blankets, Richie the 12 first. Game on.
He's a leg away, Robbie Green. Scott, when you're playing well, as Robbie is,
16.
on the big stage, how much fun is it?
This one, it is great. I've been lucky enough to be doing that once in my visits. But yeah, it is great. But it's not the fact that you're playing well, it's the fact that your opponent knows you're playing well is what the change is.
And the crowd knows you're playing well. And
absolutely, absolutely. And they get behind everything that you're doing, and it just spurs you on.
16.
Chance here for Robbie Green. And it's a chance. He is taking dominant darts from the man they call Kong. Great response from Richie George. Terrific response. I'm not going away, he says. You're going to have to actually beat me.
19.
That's what makes him special. He never gives up.
That was a loose dart. Staying down.
46. Robbie, you require 135.
Start with the ball. Treble 20. Out to the 18s.
63. Richie, you require 155.
You say on Robbie's form, Richie's got to hit this. Treble 19.
99. Robbie, you require 72.
72 for the match for Robbie Green. 16 leaves him double top for the match.
Game, shot,
Was it ever in doubt?
Ruth there, absolutely delighted for a man. I'm sure the support back home in Wallasey will be over the moon for him. That was a superb performance, Vassos.
Absolutely brilliant from the 4th seed, Robbie Green. Richie George's adventure lasts just 1 round this year, but wow, how good was Robbie?
And look at it.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 of the stars of last year's World Championships. We're going to send them off stage together. Richie George, and through to the next round, Robbie Green.
Well, it did not take Kong long when he clicked. He steamrolled Richie George. World-class darts from Robbie Green, and he's again shown he's a big presence at the Lakeside.